So just a quick mini lecture, and I want to record it for those of you who are not here. We were actually talking about the process of lesson planning. And I need a board that I can write on, so I'm going to use, if I switch over here, can you still see me, Jeremy?
Yep, I'm moving.
Okay. I want to talk just real fast about, a lot of you have lesson plans. I've read now probably about half the lesson plans look like this, where you're talking about having the students are creating a presentation, because remember, what did I say was the most powerful performance verb that you can use? What was it?
Create.
It is create, right? So they're creating a presentation, an essay, I think you've got a Facebook page, they're creating something, right? Okay. So, when I'm getting to the lesson plans, many of them look like this. A little introductory activity, maybe a little bit of background information, but then it is students will spend about 20 or 15 minutes or whatever, insert your personal favorite time frame, creating their blank. Okay? And then some of you have even gone so far, and this would be like the next level of actually writing a model, giving a model of like what you want them to do. But that's it. That's really, it's just students will create, insert your favorite product here, for 15 to 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. What's the problem?
What are they going to create?
What are they going to use?
More than what?
What are they going to use?
More than what? Some people are including like links, although that's a start, Laura. Maybe Rebecca did that. She gave 3 different links to articles that you could use. How do I see that? Remember, what is the purpose of a formal lesson plan? For me to showcase what?
How to do the lesson.
Not just how to do a lesson, but what am I showcasing?
Why it's important.
Your teaching style. You're showing me how think about teaching. You're showing me how you teach. Okay, so students will create a blank for 15 or 20 minutes. What's the problem here?
How are they going to do it?
Exactly. Excellent, Amanda. How are they going to create a blank? So let's say your teacher gives you an assignment, a topic, like she wants you to create a math problem, a fairy book story math problem. Okay? How, and you've made a model, Laura, and that's going to be that's going to be light years ahead of just not even making a model. But how do I take the fact that I've made a model and actually use that with the kids or use that with my students to show them how to be successful themselves? What can I do in my lesson plan? What do I do?
You're talking about creating a dialogue.
Okay, you could create, excellent, you could create a dialogue. What would you be dialoguing about?
Conversation that you would have with them as you go
Okay. When you think about how you want this done, okay, what do you like best? What helps you best? When your teacher asks you to do something, think back to when you were working on first learning a skill. Like, for example, first learning how to ride a bicycle. What did somebody show you first?
They modeled it.
They modeled it, right? I'm going to write that word down and I'm going to put it all in caps. They modeled. What? L-E?
No, E-L.
No, you were right. I was right, E-L. They modeled it. Okay, so modeling is a big part of my philosophy, my teaching philosophy. So let's say that go back to Laura, I'm doing my fairy book story math problem. Okay, would I model it by just handing them the sample? What grade are they in, Laura? Second. Why can't I just hand them the story that Laura wrote and have that be a model? Why isn't that enough, Amy? What do you think?
Because they don't understand what you're asking for. They need to see it.
And what else do we need to do? This is the second part. We've got Laura's whole big story. What do I need to do with the story?
You need to show part by part like how you did it.
dissect it.
Okay, we need to go step by step. And here's where that dialogue piece can come in, okay? So what I would literally do with this is I would say, okay, math storybook problem. First thing we're going to need when we're writing a story is we need to have characters, right? And then as a group, you could ask the class to do what?
Come up with a character.
Yeah, come up with the characters. Okay, what's the next part of the story writing process? What else do you need besides characters?
A plot.
A plot, good. And what does the plot include?
Setting.
A setting, excellent, but what else?
The events of the
What happens in every story?
climate.
Okay, and there's, right, and what's a big part of the climax? There's a what? A problem, right? So can you see how if you took the kids through the whole, okay, so we're going to do the characters, what characters can we pick? What setting might we pick? What math related or measurement related, right? It's really specific actually, Laura, what you want, right? What measurement, math measurement problem might we pick? So you're taking the kids the whole entire way through this process as a group, okay? Is that making sense? You're breaking it apart with your questions, like you said, Amanda, with the dialogue, whole entire process as a group, and now you're just about ready to set them free on their own. But let's go back to Laura and her example. For some kids, I walk them through the process. I start them at A, I end them at C. They go back to their seat, and what happens when the blank paper's in front of them? They go completely blank. So what I usually do, and this is what I've been talking to you guys about, is I give them some kind of thing to fill in, some graphic organizer. So couldn't Laura have a graphic organizer that said just that? Characters? What are your fairy tale characters?
Could be your checklist.
What?
Could be your checklist or
Could be your checklist or your rubric, whatever, but
I'm using my Poplet.
or your Poplet, excellent. She's got to have some kind of scaffolding activity so that when they go back now, they're not just kind of on their own. So whether you're having to make a commercial or a fake book or PowerPoint presentation or, have a discussion, whatever it is, you've got to give them some kind of support. And in that lesson plan, you've got to show me how are you modeling for students how they're going to complete this process. Because if I read your lesson and it just says the students will spend 15 to 20 minutes doing blah, right? I don't know what your teaching process looks like. And I promise you, with all of my heart, somebody will not get it. Does that make sense? Someone in your classroom will not be able to just go blah and create. They're going to need help and they're going to need support. They're going to come to you and say, I don't understand. Or I don't know what to do next. Or I'm stuck. Or if you don't do this, they're going to do a super crappy job and they're going to, and this is the worst part in high school, what killed me. In high school, it was never ever my lowest performers that I struggled managing. It was my highest performers. Because guess what the highest performers do?
Overthinking.
They get bored.
They finish how fast?
real fast.
Yeah, they'll finish their assignment in 5 minutes, and then they'll make trouble, or they'll do whatever they want, but it won't be learning for the rest of the time. So you want to make the task challenging enough that you can really occupy their imagination, and there's deep learning. All right, any questions about this? Okay, hit it off.